Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Michelle Gavin, the Public Information Administrator for the City of Savannah, and it is my pleasure on behalf of the Mayor, Council, and City Manager to welcome you to today's event to honor the heroes in this community. This morning we are unveiling a new street sign, which officially marks the renaming of this section of Rio Road to Heroes Way, a road that many of our local heroes travel often as they enter the south gate of Hunter Army Airfield or across the street at the VA clinic. These heroes are our active duty military men and women, their families, and our veterans. At this time, I would like to introduce and welcome members of the American Legion George K. Ganem Post 184 as they post the colors. This will be followed by the playing of the national anthem and the Pledge of Allegiance.
Banner of the Color Guard, post the colors, please. I'll probably slow down.
Set. Boom. Commander, the colors are present. Request permission to post the colors.
Permission granted, post the colors.
Order. Boom. Prepare to post the colors. Boom. Guard. Pose the colors. Reset.
I would ask, please, Colonel Rich Noel to come forward and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Colonel Noel is the current Veteran of the Year of Chatham County Veterans Council.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order. Center. Right.
The color guard is led by Frank Ramirez. Also attending in the color guard is Charles Black, Bud Hunt, and Leon Leach, all Vietnam veterans.
I'd now like to introduce some of the very special guests who we have with us today, including City of Savannah Mayor Eddie Deloach. Thank you, sir, for being here. Also, District 6 Alderman Tony Thomas is with us this morning. The Assistant City Manager Pete Shanka. City Manager Rob Hernandez could not be here today and asked me to convey his apologies and congratulations for this renaming. We have Under Army Airfield Garrison Commander Lieutenant Colonel Kenneth Dwyer with us today. Also, Director Jewel Middleton. She's with the Veteran Affairs Clinic here in Savannah across the street. And Lieutenant Colonel Doug Andrews, U.S. Army retired, past commander for Post 184 and chairman of the Veterans Council, who you just heard from today. Thank you all so much for being here. It is now my pleasure to introduce the person who led the charge behind the renaming of Heroes Way, Alderman Tony Thomas.
Good morning. And what a beautiful morning it is under these majestic oaks, and the temperature is just right now, so not too hot, not too cold. And any bugs? No bugs? I want to tell you, this has been a long time coming. 18 years ago, me and the city were in discussions and talks with the garrison commander at that time to make Lots Island a city facility. And it was agreed that Lots Island, right behind us, would become a city facility. And we were working on about the time we were working on the gate structure, 9/11 happened and the world changed. So a lot of what we had wanted to do with all of that, the road naming was one of the things that we had talked about 18 years ago. So when we say things sometimes move at a slow pace, they do, but they moved and they're here today, and I'm very happy about that. I'm looking around here and I'm seeing people that 18 years ago that I saw that were doing exactly the same things that we see here today, serving our military, supporting our military, which is key. Savannah is not absent of, Savannah's never been absent of the military. It was established as a military colony by James Oglethorpe to protect then the city of Charleston from the Spanish in Florida from coming up. So I know that there's all kinds of conflicts with history and all, but that's one of the reasons why the city was established in the first place. And ever since then, Savannah has had a strong marriage and a strong relationship with the military. And much of this military is woven into the fabric that makes our community great and makes us what we are in Savannah. And I do want to thank all of you that have served, that are serving, and especially the families, because a lot of times the folks don't truly recognize the families that support those that are serving on our behalf, that are left behind in the communities, often in deployments. So I was looking for ways and things that we could do to celebrate the city being a part of the military and how important the military is to us, for us to show our appreciation. This is a small token of that. Someone asked me about why Heroes Way. Well, as I told you before, 18 years ago or so, we were talking about these ideas. But since then, we've got the VA clinic across the street. We've got Under Army Airfield, which has always been there, but has enhanced its operations and continues to serve. But I've noticed when I'm driving down Abercorn, you see those buses that are coming back and forth from Fort Stewart to Under Army Airfield. Well, they come down Georgia 204, and they turn left onto what was Rio Road to come to this gate, to go through this gate with soldiers that are just arriving sometimes, and soldiers who are leaving, going somewhere, or going to a deployment, or going to maneuvers, or whatever y'all do at Fort Stewart. But I see those buses, so I said, this would be the perfect place for us to do this. This is an entryway. And I hope that today the road renaming is not the only thing that we do to enhance it. We were just talking, a group of us were over there, about maybe enhancing some flags along this roadway right here. Maybe doing some landscaping beautification along this roadway so that people could really take ownership to see, and really make that drive something impressive. It's only a half a mile, but it's a community. It could show a whole community in a half a mile. So I hope that this is just the first of many. And I said to someone else too, This is a public library. This is what you soldiers fight for us, to have these freedoms, to go in there to read a book. Some countries in the world can't even do that. So you look at the clinic, you look at this, you look at what we have across the street, and this is America. Now, I started thinking, and where's the mayor? There's Mayor Deloach. You know, Mayor, it might not be a bad place for a monument right here on the south side to celebrate our military. I'm sure the land acquisition wouldn't cost a lot, since it's already a part of the public system. So maybe working with our military groups and all, we can do something to enhance and work with this corner right here to make it a kind of a passive park or something special at the gate going into Hunter Army Airfield.
You like that idea?
So, Doug, you can help us out. Y'all get with the mayor and city staff, and let's see what we can do. But I am just so pleased to be here today, and I just want to thank all of you that have been so supportive of our military over the years, and I hope that we will have many, many more years to come and have more activities and events. I know I didn't want to release the cat out of the bag yet, but we are planning something else for the military on the south side. The mayor and I will be making an announcement at some point in the near future. I know we're working with the city manager right now, and I think y'all are going to be real excited about that. I will tell you this, one thing they were telling me about it was that the flag was 40 foot high and 60 foot long. I told them to go back and check those dimensions. I don't think we were going to have a 40 foot tall flag, but it's going to be a big flag. But at this time, it's my pleasure to welcome up to the podium Mayor Eddie Deloach. Mayor Deloach.
How y'all doing today? It's good to be here today. Wanted to touch base and just point out a few things. He was talking about Heroes Way. I don't know exactly when it happened, but over on Stevenson Avenue, as you enter into the Wilson Gate on that far end down there, there's a sign right out front, right on the nose of that island, and it says "Heroes live here." And I just picked up on that, realizing that, and it's been there for, I don't know when it was, but it's been a number of years. It's been the same. It was a handmade sign that was actually put out there, and I don't know how many years ago that was. Huh? I knew it had to be a long time ago. I kept seeing that, but I was amazed that it never changes. It stayed. I mean, that same one. I thought that was great, especially whenever he mentioned the name he wanted to put over here. I thought it was great. But yes, we are glad to be here today, and we are thankful for our military, and also we are grateful to have the opportunity to work with the military. Garrison Commander is always a part of things, and see him at Rotary Club on a regular basis. He's there representing the military on a regular basis. But we are here to thank you for the service that the people have made in the past. Those Vietnam veterans back there in the back, we don't want to forget that group. We thank you for what you have done, what you will continue to do. And Doug, thank you again for all you've done. Thank you, sir. Appreciate everything y'all have done. Anything we can do with the city of Savannah, we will be moving in that direction. We're glad to be here, and if I can help you in any way, just let us know. Thank you.
And as the mayor and Alderman Thomas mentioned, the Garrison Commander, Lieutenant Colonel Dwyer, is such an intricate part of so many aspects of what we do here in the city of Savannah, and it's my pleasure now to welcome him to say a few words.
Mayor Deloach and Alderman Thomas, I can't thank you enough for not only what we're seeing here today, which stands representative to the great relationship that the city of Savannah has with the military and has had for, as the alderman said, for a long time, since the founding of the city of Savannah. And I see what we're looking at today as a small piece that's just representative of what we owe veterans past, present, and future, and something that will stand throughout the years as new soldiers come in and see this, and something that solidifies the relationship between the city and Hunter Army Airfield and all the veterans in the area. And sir, I can't thank you enough, as I said before, and I've been stationed in multiple places across my 19 years in the United States military, and what we have here is very special. What we have here between the military, between Hunter and between Fort Stewart, and with all our retirees is unbelievably special. And for those of you who haven't been around and seen large areas of our country, just realize that the military support that we have in the coastal area of Georgia is unprecedented. And I value that beyond words, and I can't express enough the thanks that I have for what we have in our relationship. And I certainly look forward to many other great things and many other great mutually beneficial opportunities between the city and the military. Thank you so much.
Well, at this time, I'd like to welcome the Mayor, Lieutenant Colonel Dwyer, Alderman Thomas, as well as Lieutenant Colonel Andrews, and also Mrs. Middleton from the VA clinic to step forward, and we will unveil the street sign Heroes Way.
Pleased, punch, I'm proud to be here, and we thank you for your support. God bless you.
And for some closing remarks, I'd like to welcome Assistant City Manager Pete Shonka.
So again, I want to apologize on behalf of our city manager, Rob Hernandez, who couldn't be here today. He asked me to step in for him, so hopefully I can do an adequate job. As Alderman Thomas was saying earlier, when 9/11 happened, it changed everything about our world, especially those of our military servicemen and their families. And I came to Savannah about the year 2000 and had not been here quite a year when 9/11 happened. Over my time here, I've gotten to know very well several military families who have served here at Hunter Army Airfield and their families. And what seemed, I think, at the time of 9/11 like it would be sort of a short-term sacrifice to deal with this national emergency has stretched into 16 years of war and lots of repeated deployments. And it takes a toll on the families. And so I want to acknowledge, again, something I'm personally have seen is how heroically those families have performed as well as those in harm's way. And so, and I wanted to, as we unveil this name, kind of acknowledge that those families are heroes too. Those spouses and children come into our communities, they volunteer, they work really hard, and they're really an important asset and a really important part of our community. And so I hope that they'll be recognized as part of this renaming as well. And with that, I thank you very much. I want to thank the mayor and aldermen for making this happen, and especially for Alderman Thomas and all his hard work over a long period of years to bring this about. Thank you very much.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our ceremony. I'd like to extend a special thanks again to Commander Andrews for helping with the ceremony today and with the honor guard. Thank you so much, sir. And also to the Southwest Chatham Library for allowing us to use this beautiful space this morning. Thank you.
May I do one thing, please? Just very quickly. Could I have the VA representatives come forward, please? Veterans Administration and the Georgia Veteran Service Officers, will you come forward? Tony, I would like to see us do something along with recognizing the veterans, also recognize the contributions of VA. This clinic is the first-rate operation. They go out of their way to help our veterans. I know because they come to me and complain if it's not so. So these folks bend over backwards to make true for Savannah what the Veterans Administration should be nationwide. And we salute the Veterans Administration.
Good morning. I'm Jackie Wilkerson. I'm the administrative officer for the VA clinic in Savannah. I apologize for my attire. It is tailgate Friday at the VA, so we're a little dressed down. But I would just like to thank everyone. I'm really excited when I heard about this. I'm a veteran myself, and I've only been in Savannah a couple months, but I am excited by everything I see. I love this community and the way it comes together to help others, and I'm proud to be a part of it. And I want every veteran to know that we're here to take care of you. And if anything is a problem or you need anything, please come see me and come see the folks at the VA clinic. We're here to help. Thank you. And the vet center.
Get my good side, Steve? I don't know.